Hey, it's Dr. Melissa. This week we've been talking about scheduling your priorities. And today specifically, I want to talk about this concept of sacred time. I love the concept of sacred time. So often people, when they are scheduling their priorities, they're looking at all kinds of important things, right? Like, do they work best first thing in the morning? Do they work best later in the afternoon when they feel more awake? Do they work best after exercise? Do they work best right before bed? I like to look at when I have time available to give 100% of my bandwidth to a task. And I like to assign those tasks, my scheduled blocks that we've talked about previously, accordingly. So here's what I mean. When my kids are at school and my husband is doing something else and I don't have any appointments for a while or phone calls or things that I need to take care of, I have a chunk of what I would refer to as sacred time. This is time where whatever I do can have 100% of my focus, 100% of my bandwidth. There will be no interruptions. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. My notifications are all turned off. Whatever I'm doing has 100% of my focus. And I know for myself that there are certain tasks that require that. For me, meditating, going into my own Akashic records, working with clients, doing sales conversations with potential clients. These are some of the things that require 100% of my concentration and focus, 100% of my bandwidth. And I will choose to slot those in, to schedule those priorities during sacred time when I know that I will not be interrupted. Now, there are other times of the day where kids come home and I want to say hi and I want to hear about how, this exam went or how, turning in this project went or this talk or whatever. When my husband comes home and I want to hear about how Rotary was or other things, right? And so there are other tasks that I do, things like messaging people on LinkedIn or responding, engaging on Facebook, or keeping track of my mileage, or even exercise and movement. I can grab one of my kids to go with me on a walk and I can hear about their day while I'm moving at the same time, right? Or I can be interrupted while I'm doing social media messaging or interacting with people. I can be very focused for a few minutes while I'm interacting, and then I can turn my attention somewhere else. And so those activities don't require 100% focus, 100% bandwidth, or they require it for a very short period of time, whereas working with a client in a really deep 2-hour session requires my 100% focus, 100% bandwidth for that full 2 hours. So looking at the things that you've prioritized, looking at what you've prioritized in terms of your health, your wealth, your relationships, your impact, seeing where you want those things to fit on your schedule. Look at when you have sacred time, when you can devote 100% of your professional effort, personal effort to a particular task, and notice which tasks require that and which do not. It becomes much easier then to do the things that require that bandwidth and that focus at a time of day that I have it, than to do all of these other little more fill-in tasks during that time and then say, oh gosh, I can't get to those now because now the kids are home, or now we're going to be eating dinner soon, or something else. So scheduling with sacred time in mind will help you make your priorities a reality. I invite you to join us in the Abundant Tiers, a Facebook group for amazing people who are creating abundance in all areas of life by freeing themselves from the things that are holding them back, expanding beyond their upper limits, and aligning their mind, body, and spirit with their own unique why. We would love to have you join us.